You wake up before sunrise. The air is cold enough to sting your skin, and the only sound is the slow crackle of yesterday's fire. There is no alarm clock, no glowing screen, no calendar reminding you of meetings waiting a few hours away. Instead, your eyes open because your body has already sensed the faint change in light beyond the horizon. For almost all of human history, this was how every morning began. Your ancestors did not wake according to schedules. They woke because millions of years of evolution trained their brains to respond to the rhythm of the earth itself. Today, many mornings begin with a notification before your feet even touch the floor. Yet your biology still belongs to a world where sunrise meant opportunity, danger, food, and survival. What if the strange morning routine followed by humans for nearly 99% of history still shapes your body today? Before anyone spoke, people listened. The first moments after waking were remarkably quiet. Hunter-gatherers did not immediately begin moving because the landscape was already awake. Birds called to one another. Insects hummed. Wind carried information across the grasslands. Every sound mattered. A distant bark might reveal predators. A sudden silence among birds could signal something moving nearby. This heightened awareness depended on what scientists call selective attention, the brain's ability to focus on the most important information while ignoring everything else. In simple terms, your ancestors survived because they became experts at noticing tiny changes in their environment. Can you imagine beginning every day by listening instead of looking at a screen? Fire came next. Contrary to popular belief, ancient fires were rarely allowed to die completely. Throughout much of prehistory, glowing embers were carefully preserved overnight beneath ash. Restarting a fire from embers required far less effort than creating a new one from scratch. Archaeological evidence from sites such as Blombos Cave in South Africa and later Upper Paleolithic settlements suggests that fire management became one of humanity's greatest survival skills. Fire provided warmth, protection, cooked food, hardened wooden tools, and strengthened social bonds. One of the earliest tasks each morning was checking those embers. Someone gently uncovered the ash. A small breath. Dry grass, tiny twigs. Within minutes, orange flames returned. That daily ritual connected every generation across thousands of years. Would your morning feel different if your first responsibility was keeping everyone alive? Then came a careful scan of the world. No one assumed yesterday's landscape remained safe today. Fresh footprints appeared overnight. Weather changed, rivers shifted, trees fell. Every morning included gathering new information before making decisions. Anthropologist Richard Lee, whose decades of research with the Juhuansi people of the Kalahari transformed our understanding of hunter-gatherer life, observed that successful foragers constantly monitored environmental conditions before setting out. This was not anxiety, it was adaptation. Your ancestors' brains evolved to predict change because yesterday's knowledge quickly became outdated. Perhaps this explains why your own brain constantly searches for updates. The habit itself is ancient, only the source has changed. Children woke differently. Modern mornings often separate adults from children almost immediately. In prehistoric camps, children usually remained close to caregivers. Infants slept beside mothers. Older children gradually joined the morning activities through observation rather than formal instruction. Psychologist Michael Tomasello has argued that humans developed extraordinary learning abilities through shared attention and imitation. Children watched adults prepare tools, organize food, examine tracks, and discuss plans. Lessons rarely began with words. They began with watching. How much of what you know today came from quietly observing someone else? Food was not guaranteed. Unlike modern refrigerators filled with predictable meals, every morning raised a question. Where will today's food come from? Some mornings involved gathering berries. Others meant digging roots. Sometimes groups followed animal tracks for hours before finding anything worth hunting. Research by James Suzman among the Juhuansi demonstrates that hunter-gatherers often worked fewer total hours than many modern office workers. Yet uncertainty remained constant because success depended on nature rather than fixed schedules. Breakfast was often delayed. not because fasting was fashionable, because survival demanded patience. Your metabolism still reflects this history. The human body stores energy efficiently because our ancestors never knew exactly when the next meal would arrive. Even walking looked different. Today, exercise is something scheduled. For ancient humans, movement simply was life. Morning walks were rarely aimless. Every step collected information. Fresh animal tracks, broken branches, fruit beginning to ripen, new flowers attracting bees. The landscape became an enormous living map, continuously updated by observation. Neuroscientists believe the hippocampus, a brain region essential for memory and navigation, expanded partly because early humans depended heavily on remembering complex environments. Every journey trained the brain. Every morning became another lesson. Then came conversation. Not endless conversation, useful conversation. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner documented how storytelling and information exchange played central roles within hunter-gatherer communities. Morning discussions often included weather, recent animal sightings, neighboring groups, available resources, and plans for the day. Information itself became a survival tool. The person sharing useful knowledge protected everyone. Perhaps gossip evolved because knowing about other people once meant staying alive. Does that change the way you think about conversation? One surprising part of prehistoric mornings was laughter. Life was difficult, but it was not endlessly miserable. Many modern depictions show ancient humans constantly struggling under impossible conditions. Yet ethnographic research paints a more balanced picture. Children played, adults joked, people teased one another. Humor reduced tension, strengthened trust, and reinforced cooperation. Groups surviving together for decades benefited from emotional resilience just as much as physical strength. Your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and endorphins during shared laughter, because those reactions encouraged stronger social bonds over countless generations. Even before breakfast, someone was probably smiling. Morning planning rarely came from a single leader. Evidence from many hunter-gatherer societies suggests decisions often emerge through discussion rather than strict command structures. Experienced hunters contributed. Older women shared knowledge about seasonal plants. Young adults reported recent observations. Everyone possessed different information. Collective intelligence frequently outperformed individual expertise. Modern organizations celebrate teamwork. Your ancestors practiced it every sunrise. Then there was grooming, not for beauty, for health. Removing insects, cleaning wounds, checking one another for parasites, braiding hair, applying protective ochre in some cultures. Ochre, a naturally occurring red mineral pigment found at sites including Blombos Cave, may have served practical, symbolic, and social purposes. Simple acts of care strengthened relationships while reducing disease. Touch itself became medicine. Studies in modern neuroscience continue to show that gentle physical contact lowers stress hormones and promotes emotional well-being. Your nervous system still responds the same way. One of the strangest differences between ancient mornings and modern ones involved time. There were no minutes, no deadlines, only conditions. Leave when the light is good. Return before darkness. Wait until the fog lifts. Follow the migrating animals. Daily life flowed according to nature rather than mechanical clocks. Artificial timekeeping arrived astonishingly late in human history. Yet many people still feel calmer outdoors because natural rhythms better match the environment that shaped the human brain. Perhaps your internal clock never truly left the Stone Age. Another misconception deserves attention. Ancient humans were not isolated families wandering alone. Archaeological evidence and studies of modern hunter-gatherers suggest communities often maintained extensive social networks spanning multiple groups. People visited relatives, exchanged gifts, shared marriage partners, passed along stone materials, spread innovations. Ideas traveled surprisingly far. Long before the internet connected billions, conversations connected landscapes. Every morning carried the possibility of unexpected visitors bringing valuable news. Imagine waking without knowing who might arrive before sunset. Scientists studying circadian rhythms, your body's internal 24-hour clock, have repeatedly found that natural morning light plays an essential role in regulating sleep, hormone production, mood, and alertness. Your ancestors received this signal almost immediately after waking. Today, many people remain indoors beneath artificial lighting for hours. Ironically, your body still expects the sunrise first. This ancient expectation influences everything from cortisol release to melatonin production. The system evolved over millions of mornings beneath open skies. Perhaps the strangest realization is this: almost nothing about your ancestors' morning routine was designed for comfort. Everything served survival: listening, watching, moving, sharing, learning, planning, laughing, caring. Each action increased the group's chances of reaching another sunrise, and yet many of those same behaviors now appear in scientific recommendations for better mental and physical health. Spend time outdoors, maintain close relationships, move regularly, observe nature, sleep according to consistent rhythms, share meals, reduce chronic stress. Modern science is not inventing entirely new advice. It is rediscovering habits that shaped humanity from the beginning. Of course, prehistoric life was not idyllic. People suffered injuries. Children sometimes died young. Food shortages occurred. Predators remained dangerous. Diseases spread without modern medicine. No one should romanticize that reality, but neither should it be dismissed as primitive. Those morning routines built the species that eventually explored every continent, painted caves like Chauvet Cave in France, crossed frozen landscapes during the Ice Age, developed language, created art, and laid the biological foundations for every civilization that followed. Every sunrise represented another successful experiment in human adaptation. Thousands became millions. Millions became hundreds of thousands of years. Each morning quietly refined the human body and brain. The alarm clock may have replaced birdsong. Coffee may have replaced rekindling a fire. News feeds may have replaced scanning fresh footprints. But beneath those modern habits, your nervous system still carries echoes of another world. Tomorrow morning, before reaching for your phone, pause for a single moment. Listen. Notice the light. Take one slow breath. Look outside. The routine may feel unfamiliar, yet for almost all of human history, it would have felt like coming home. You wake up before sunrise. Only now that simple sentence means something entirely different.